Hey there, Erin Lee here of heavenlymessenger.com, and welcome to this week's Connection with Intention. We're starting a couple minutes early because I want to give people an opportunity to grab a piece of paper and a pen if they'd like to participate in the exercise that we're going to do this evening. So I'm not going to be talking about too much over the next couple of minutes. So if you do want to grab a piece of paper and a pen, now is a great time to do it. If you've been with me before, you've heard me talk a little bit about the moon. And tonight happens to be not only a full moon, but a super full moon. And what that means is that the moon is the closest to the Earth where we can see it here. Oh God, this is awful, Erin. In the Western Hemisphere. Somebody's going to have to check me on that one because I think I just messed it up, but I'm pretty sure also that that's where we are and that's where the moon is the fullest right now. Ooh, we're barely a minute in and I've already embarrassed myself, but that's okay. We're just going to keep going. But what makes it a supermoon is that it is the closest to us right now. And so it's big. It is the biggest and the brightest that it will be. And one of the things that's really cool about the full moon is it helps us to see things that we don't normally see, that we aren't usually aware of. And if you think about the moon, we see it at night when it's dark, except for the light of the moon when the moon is full or when the moon is out. So if you think about what night is, it's dark and you can't see things. But when the moon is there, it's present in whatever form, it helps to illuminate what usually you can't see. And when we are in the full moon, it is at its brightest. And tonight, as I said, is at biggest and brightest. And so it helps us to see what we can't normally see, what we don't normally see at night. And so this is one of the reasons that it's incredibly helpful for releasing and letting go, because it helps us to see what's underneath the surface. I have a couple of theories on other reasons as well. You may be like me, and around the full moon and also the new moon, maybe you don't sleep as well. And when we're functioning with less sleep, we don't have the resources that we usually have to cope and deal with day-to-day stresses. And so those stresses, those underlying stresses, are even more apparent at this time because we don't have those resources. So we've got a lot of stuff that's coming up to the surface. This is, hey, look at me. I'm here. I'm in your way. Deal with me. And so it's again, an incredibly ideal time. The energy of the moon is so strongly and deeply connected with women and with women's cycles. And when we lived with the energy of the earth, so we didn't have electronics or artificial light, and we lived with the seasons of the earth and the natural rhythm and cycles, women would have their period, would menstruate with the full moon. And again, it's, if we look at a woman's cycle, we go through ovulation, which is fertilization, which is time for the planting of the seeds. And then if that doesn't happen, we come to the full moon, the shedding, the releasing of what's no longer serving, what no longer works. And that's the same that we go through from an energetic perspective with the cycle of the moon. Right now, we're in a releasing phase. What isn't working? What isn't supporting me? Now is a wonderful time to release and to let it go. And it's all part of that natural biology that our body flows through. And then conversely, with the new moon, it's a time of fertility. It's a time of fresh starts and new beginnings. And it's an amazing time for creation and manifestation and planting and sowing the seeds for the things that we are wanting to experience, the things that we're wanting to invite into our lives. And so we've got this beautiful cycle that's built into the world around us. So I'm going to check in. Oh, yeah, it looks like we have a couple of people in the chat. So I just want to say hello to people before we move into the exercise. So if you've just joined us, grab a piece of paper and a pen. We're going to do a quick releasing exercise before we hop into the Choose Your Adventure crystal reading. And then we'll do mini psychic readings as well. Before we get into that, I just want to say over the last couple of times that we've had the show, a lot of the same people have been receiving readings, which is awesome. I love connecting with all of you guys, but I also want to give other people a chance and an opportunity as well. So if you've had a question answered over the last couple of shows, I may skip over you this evening so that somebody else has a chance and an opportunity, because I want to make sure that as many people as possible get the benefit of a message and a reading. So yes, and also I may not be perfect. I may not remember. So please bear with me. Awesome. Hello to Margaret. Happy full moon to you. I'm so grateful that you're here. Oh my gosh, Carrie's sending eggplants. Well, hello, Carrie. And oh, Heidi, that's so sweet. Heidi says, you make my incarnation worthwhile. That is so beautiful. I'm so grateful that we've connected in this journey. I'm so grateful for you too. And I'm grateful that you're here this evening as well. Avril, hello, it's great to see you. Ola, from Kevin, it's great to see you too. And Karam, hi, welcome. So let's grab a piece of paper and a pen. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of releasing. So don't worry if you don't have all of the things that you want to release this evening. We're only going to take a couple of minutes, but feel free to come back to this video. It's really early on in the clip. We'll be in the first 10 minutes or so of the recording, so you can easily come back and capture the energy that we're all harnessing in together. And a quick hello to Paula and Ishika. It's great to see you both. So yes, grab a piece of paper and a pen, and let's just take a minute to think about the things that you are ready to release, ready to let go of. And that's a really broad invitation. So some of the things that I would look at is I'd step back. What has been creating stress? What has been creating tension? What has been creating difficulty? Is there something in those things that I'm holding on to that no longer serves me and supports me? Is there maybe an old pattern that's coming up here that just hasn't worked? Maybe it's not even a pattern that you created. Maybe this is a pattern that was given to you and you've continued it on. So is there a pattern that isn't working for me? For myself, I'm going to be vulnerable here, also to just give you some ideas about what you might want to release. I've been noticing that I've been giving a lot of time and energy. The role that I'm playing in my family has been shifting significantly over the last couple of years, and I'm finding that I'm juggling that. I'm juggling work. I'm juggling social. There's a lot that I'm juggling, and I'm feeling really depleted. And so part of what I am releasing is the need to support others all the time, and to pick and choose where and how I support others. And also in that, making sure that I am making myself a priority. So instead of asking first, what do you need? I'm going to ask first myself what I need in order to be able to be there, to be for the people that I love. I realize also that I haven't given very good instruction to you guys either. So on the piece of paper, what I'd encourage you to do is write down what you're ready to release. And often people are like, well, I don't know how to start that. And I always start with, to the universe, I release. And you can put it down in point form. You can write out sentences if you'd like. When you do an exercise like this, I'd encourage you not to take a huge amount of time, because one of the things that can happen is it can be really easy to get caught up in the spiral of everything. And while it's helpful to recognize the different pieces and components that may be contributing to the challenge that you're experiencing, we also don't want to feed into what is there. So we just want to kind of almost like look in from the inside out and say, okay, well, what is it that I need to release, without becoming invested in what it is? Just like, yeah, that's a thing. Oh yeah, and this thing also contributes to that as well. So you may want to be releasing, as we talked about, patterns of behavior. Maybe you're getting ready to release aspects of a relationship or an overall relationship, or maybe you're ready to look at making changes. So say, for example, I'm wanting to, what am I wanting to do? I'm wanting to make a change in my work. But in order to do that, there's something that I need to acknowledge and to like work through and let go of. So I might work towards releasing this thing and anything else that's holding me to it so that I can invite in this new experience, this new thing. So there's actually a bit of manifestation energy that comes into this, because often the things that we are releasing are helping and supporting us in creating something new. So there can be a bit of, well, what is it that I'm wanting to experience in my life? What is it that I'm wanting to invite into experience? How do I want to be feeling? How do I want to feel when I get up in the morning, as I move through my day, as I get ready for bed at night, as I fall asleep? What am I wanting to experience? How do I want to feel? So all of these can contribute to the things that you are releasing. So we'll just take another couple of moments to just write out anything that you want to release. And again, remember that you can come back to this video. We're still only 11 minutes in. And so it's easy to come to this point to join us if you want to do this exercise on your own later. So what I like to do is I like to take the piece of paper that I've written all of the things on. And I just want to say hello to Alicia. Hello. And also Terry, if you want to hold on to your questions, please. We're not doing readings just yet, but we will hopefully get to you tonight. So take your piece of paper that you've written all of the things that you're ready to release on, and we're going to breathe. So just take a moment here, and there may be emotion that comes up. I know when I was doing this exercise earlier this evening, there was a lot of emotion that was coming up. So some of the things that may be coming forward are sadness around the experience of loss and grief. There may be some endings that are coming as a result of the releasing work that you're doing. Just breathe and allow yourself to be here. Honor yourself. And at this time, there may also be some thoughts and ideas that pop in around, okay, well, if we're going to release this, particularly if we're inviting something else in, maybe there are some action steps in between that we are being guided to take. So just kind of take a little mental note of that. And as you breathe, see and feel as all of the things that you are releasing, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, energetic, spiritual, see and feel as it comes into this piece of paper. And with this, we're connecting with the energy of the moon, with everything illuminating. Anything that is usually in darkness is now coming into light. Coming into our hearts, into this piece of paper. And when you're ready, I invite you to do what you will with the paper. I like to crumple it. And then eventually I'm going to burn it as well, ceremoniously, so that I can release it back to the energy of the earth. But you can also recycle it. You can tear it. And the intention with this is that anything that has come into our awareness, we're asking the moon's help in releasing what no longer serves, because we're ready. We're clearing out the slate. We're ready to move on and to move forward. And this is such a beautiful and powerful time to do it. So I'd also like to invite you to take a moment to energetically connect with all of the people who are here. Now, this can feel a little overwhelming, so if you're a particularly sensitive person, remember, just a little smidgen is all you need. You don't need the whole experience of everyone. And just enough to experience the power of being in a collective group of people who are all in the same place, in that we are wanting to live our best and highest good, to do the best that we can for ourselves, for the people that we love, the people in our community, and on a global level as well. We're doing the best that we can with the resources that we have. And we're all here in this space, in this moment, connecting with the energy of the earth and the energy of the moon, as humans have for millennia, connecting with this powerful energy, this powerful intention. And letting go. Now, this may seem like it was a really simple and easy ceremony, and it was really simple and straightforward. But there was a lot of work that we did this evening. So I'd like to encourage you to also make sure you have an extra glass of water this evening. Not too much if you're heading to bed after this, but just to allow energy to move through your body so that you're not holding on to anything. And tomorrow, make sure you drink an extra couple of glasses as well. All right. Hello to Divya and Noor and Kendra. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the Choose Your Adventure crystal reading. So if you haven't been here before, welcome. I'm Erin Lee of heavenlymessenger.com. This is Connection with Intention. And during this part of the show, we do something called Choose Your Adventure crystal reading. I'll pull this guy right up here. There we go. So these are the crystals that you have to choose from. So I'd encourage you to think of a question or multiple questions. There's no limit to how often or how many questions you can ask. And just sit with yourself and just ask the question and which crystal is best going to represent the answer that you need to hear this evening. We have Rainbow Moonstone, Jet, and Blue Labradorite. So again, our options this evening are Rainbow Moonstone, Jet, and Blue Labradorite. And in terms of framing the question, you may want to ask, what do I need to know about X situation? What do I need to know moving forward? How do I move forward through the situation or from the situation? And while you're doing that, I'm just giving the cards a shuffle. I'm asking that we receive all of the help, love, and support that we need to move forward. And I'm just going to pick a card. Got a Rainbow Moonstone, a Jet, and a Blue Labradorite. And again, if you've been with me for a while, you know that sometimes I forget the names of the crystals. So bear with me again. Awesome. I hope that you've had an opportunity to choose your crystal for your question. I'm just going to pull this down. So if you chose Moonstone this evening, oh, this is an awesome card. The message that's popping up for you is waves of prosperity. New abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you now. I should also mention that this is the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins Oracle card deck. So if you chose Blue Moonstone, the message that's coming up for you is prosperity. The question, the circumstances that you've been asking about have to do with abundance, with receiving more. If you feel that you are in a place where you aren't receiving enough, whether that's abundance in physical material form or time or energy or other sorts of resources, the message that's coming through is that there is more help that's coming. Part of what I'm hearing is also making sure that you're open to receiving help and support, and maybe not exactly the way that you ask for it. So for example, I might be saying, hey, universe, God, source, angels, the thing that would really help me out of this is $1 million in my bank account. And the universe says, while we could do that, we've got these other things that we're going to do instead. So we're going to send you a bit of help in terms of making sure that you have enough time to do the things that you do. We're going to send somebody to help you take this task off of your plate. We're going to send some savings to you in this way. So even though we asked for something specific, because with what we can see, that makes the most sense to us to solving all of the problems that we have, universe says, well, there are a lot of other things that we can do to help and support you. So when it comes to asking for help and support, be open to receiving that in ways other than what you may initially be asking for. So one of the best ways to do that is to be open, like, hey, universe, God, source, angels, source, whoever, whatever you like to work with, please send me the support that I need in order to deal with this situation in a way that's healthy and supportive. But the Waves of Prosperity card coming up for you says that, hey, there is abundance that's coming. So be open to receiving, and also be open to it looking a little different than maybe what you're expecting. If you chose Jet for your card, the message that we have for you this evening is blessed change. And again, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I've got lots of favorite cards in all of my decks, and this is one of them. If you take a close-up look here, you'll notice that we have this mermaid, and she's basically turned completely upside down, and it looks kind of chaotic and topsy-turvy, and like, oh my goodness, that looks insane. But if we look a little bit closer, even though she's turned upside down, she's got a smile on her face. She's happy. She's content. She's not worried about the fact that everything is chaotic all around her. And so when this card comes up, it says, hey, you might have a lot of things going on right now. Things might feel chaotic and disorderly and not completely comfortable. But the change that's happening is helping to create new opportunities. It's shaking things up so that new things, new circumstances, new situation can be present. This feels uncomfortable if you're just looking at the experience that you're in right now. But if you look at the bigger overall experience, you'll see that this is happening because big shift and big change needed to happen. So this is a card of change. The other analogy that I like to use with this card is the analogy when it comes to cleaning up. If you have a great big huge cleanup job that you need to do where you're organizing things, everything gets a lot messier before it can get cleaner. And so you pull everything out to see what you have, because you're going to get rid of stuff, you're going to donate stuff, you're going to, put this thing in another place, you're going to add this new thing in. There's a lot of change, and it's not pretty, it's chaotic. But at the end, you have something that works and functions really well. You've gotten rid of stuff you didn't need. Maybe you brought new stuff in. And so there's a lot of benefit that comes when things are feeling chaotic. So in this time of change and things all over the place, ask to find the ground. Awesome. And I just want to throw out there, guys, we're not taking questions just yet. So hold on to your questions for a little bit, please. And the last crystal that we have is the blue labradorite crystal. So if you've chosen labradorite for your message this evening, the message that's come up for you is tranquility. Make time to relax, be still, and enjoy your solitude, indulging in much needed self-care. And my goodness, if the full moon isn't time for self-care, I don't know when it is. So the message that's coming up here is to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, of your own needs. And sometimes it's easy to get really go, 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 go. There's so much that's happening. I need to be over here and I need to be over there, and distraction and all sorts of different things, that it's easy to forget that in all of that, we need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. And self-care can mean a whole pile of different things. Yes, self-care definitely can be taking a bath or going for a massage or going for a spa day, but it can be a lot of other things too. It can be going for a walk. It can be making sure that you're paying your bills so that it's not sitting in the back of your mind. And for that matter, it can be making sure that you're doing your chores. So again, it's not sitting in the back of your mind. It could be as simple as changing your sheets maybe a little more often because you sleep better when your sheets are clean. There are a lot of different ways that we can offer ourselves self-care that are proactive forms of self-care to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. It also just popped in that self-care can be meditation and yoga and exercise and stretching. So self-care isn't always, I'm not going to do anything. Sometimes self-care is a really active an active thing that we're involved in. So whatever it is that you've asked yourself about, the message here is making sure that, one, you're taking time for yourself, you're taking some downtime, but also making sure that your needs are being considered in the situation that you've asked about this evening as well. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to say hello to Josie. Hi, Josie. And to Becky. Becky says, thank you. Oh, for the lovely full moon writing ceremony. Such a great change. Awesome. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. And who knows, if you guys want to, we can do something a little more like that on a more regular basis, something that's a little more in depth. Awesome. And Terry, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, if you have questions, now is the time to ask. Pop them into the comments. If you have received a reading over the last couple of shows, I may skip over you to make sure that everybody has a chance and an opportunity to receive a reading. Please ask the full question in the comment, in one single comment. And also, I'm not doing mediumship readings this evening, so I won't be connecting with deceased loved ones on the other side. But the best way to ask a question would be something like, I think I'm ready for a change in my career. What do I need to know about that? Or what do I need to know to move forward? What do I need to know to create the work and the career that I want? I'm in a relationship and maybe it's going really great. What do you see that's coming up for us? Or maybe it's not going really great. What do you see coming up? Or maybe I want to be in a relationship. What's coming up for me with that? So make sure you're asking a specific question. Okay, you guys are awesome. Let's take a look. Hey Matt, it's so good. Matthew, it's so good. I'm blah, blah. Matthew, I'm so glad to see you. I'm glad that you're back on the island, and thanks for joining us this evening. Avril, hello. Okay, so Avril's asking, do you see my husband and I buying a house in the near future? Okay, so near future is what's kind of tripping me up, because I've got kind of the next couple of months, and then I've got the next 6 months, and then I've got the next year. I want to make sure that you have like money and financing and everything else kind of sorted out. And I want to encourage you to start looking within the next 3 months. It feels like it's going to take you a couple of months to find what you're looking for. But I want to say, like, generally the next 3 to 6 months, it feels like there is a purchase that's coming up. Now, hold on. They just showed me something else. So I do see you finding something in the next 3 to 6 months. It does feel like it feels like it's in your budget. It does feel like it might be a little bit smaller than what you are looking for. And I don't know if this is smaller in terms of like the number of rooms or bedrooms, or if like the house itself is smaller than what you were looking for, if the property is smaller than what you were looking for, but I just keep hearing that it's a little bit smaller than what you were thinking. It does feel like it can work. And part of it does feel like it's space related, because they just showed me like a whole pile of organizational options. So what that says to me is I do want to encourage you to take a look, even if it doesn't look like it's quite what you're looking for. The other thing that's popping up is this doesn't feel like this is going to be your forever home. They're showing me stepping stones with this. So it feels like we're buying this, and then maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years out, depending probably on your mortgage, on how your mortgage is looking. It feels like, okay, we're taking the equity that we've earned in this home, and we're looking at something that's closer to what we are wanting overall. So it's not going to be the be all end all, but man, you're going to be able to make it work. And also, this smaller feels like it's house wise as opposed to property wise. And so the property feels like it's what you are looking for. It has the space. I'm seeing, I don't know if it's like vehicles that I'm seeing, or like a garage. I don't know if that's storage or like a shop space, but it feels like there are possibly additional buildings that are on the property, and that's why we're looking at this. And I'm also hearing that it feels like it fits in your budget. Oops. And it really works for you. Hold on. Your card just jumped out. And the card that we have for you this evening is the Break Free card. Try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn. So yeah, this feels like, again, this is kind of confirmation that it's not completely what you're looking for, but it's enough of what you're looking for that you're able to make it work. It feels like it's really comfy and cozy. Like, I like the way that it's being organized. And again, like there's just this really strong, big stress rather, that this isn't the forever home. This isn't the be all end all. This is what's kind of getting you in. It's getting you some of what you're wanting and needing. You're building up the equity so that the next purchase is a lot closer to what you're looking for. So Avril, yes, the overall message is yes, it does feel like there's a home purchase that's coming up relatively soon. Again, the next 3 to 6 months is kind of what I'm seeing. So over the next several months, get everything in order so that you can confidently start looking and working towards the home that you guys are ready for. I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us this evening, and I'm glad that we were able to get to your question as well, because I know that I often miss you. So Avril, thank you so much for your patience and for coming back and connecting tonight. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. All right. Awesome. Oh, and Margaret's just saying, pick the blue moonstone. Oh, perfect. Grateful for the message. I'm so glad that you did, Margaret. Ishika, hi. Wanted to ask about career and education. Any guidance or messages on it? Okay, this is going to be quick because we're looking at a really general question. Yeah, education is coming to the forefront. That's where I'm wanting to put my energy over the next couple of years anyway. They just kind of showed me a 3-year timeline, but then they showed me 8 years, which feels like it's far too long. But either says that this is cumulative to education that you've already been working on, or that there's something more that's coming after what you're working towards right now. But yeah, there is education is where the focus is, because everything else revolves around that. And I keep seeing it being something that you get a little bit ahead on. So just keep working on it. That's where you're putting your energy right now. Career falls into line, falls into place. With career, I feel like there's some sort of financial support that's available to you that's also going to help offset your education. We just had 3 cards pop out for you, Ishika, while I was shuffling. So the first card is You Know What to Do. This is Archangel Uriel, and his message is trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So you already know what it is that you need to do, where you want to go, what you need to focus on. And Archangel Uriel is just saying, hey, like, do this. And it's not the, oh, I should. It's the, this is really feels like it's the best option for me because I feel it in my stomach. I feel it in my heart. I know it in my head. So it's on all different levels, not the, you should be doing that. The next card that fell out for you is the Prioritize card. This is Archangel Jeremiel, and this is Metatron. And his message is focus upon your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. And it feels like this is particularly true when it comes to the education component. So what are the things that are most important to you? Is it where you go? Is it the education that you get? Is it the piece of paper that you get at the end that it's recognized and it gives you what you need moving forward. But Archangel Metatron is popping in and is saying, hey, I'm here. I'm happy to help you. Like, let's get everything together, dot the I's, cross the T's, and we'll take off. And the last card that popped out for you is the Angel Therapy card. This is Archangel Raphael. Give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. You know, when this card comes up, it's basically a you're not alone card. So if you've been feeling like you're alone in the process of deciding where you want to be, what you want to do, how you want to get there, know that you aren't. There's an exercise that I often do when things are feeling big, overwhelming, and I'm not sure what to do. And I'll sit and I'll talk to my angels, and I talk to them as if they are my best friend. So I can tell them absolutely anything, but I also talk to them as if they can do something about the circumstances and the situation that I'm in. Because often if I'm talking that way to a really close friend, there's not a lot they can do about it, right? Like they can commiserate and offer some suggestions. But when you're talking to like angels, God's first universe, they can do something. It's like going to the top boss and saying, hey, we've got a problem and you need to fix it. And they're like, yeah, you're right. We do. So talk to your angels as if they are your best friends who can tell them anything, and with the expectation that they can do something about it. And you may find as you're talking, I often cry a lot. You may find that there's a lot of releasing and that there's stuff underlying the stresses that you had that you didn't even realize were there. And getting those things out not only helps to clear them out, but it helps to get the help and support because you've asked for the help. So Ishika, I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us this evening. Sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. Awesome. Karam, hi, Karam. Thanks for joining us. Karam's asking, oops, where did you go? There we go. How can I better support my son? This is a great question. The song that just popped into my head was Lean on Me. And it's, lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. So I don't know if this is actually for him. I mean, yes, be there for him and be a place for him to lean, but it actually feels like this is coming up more for you. So I want to encourage you to make sure that you're taking care of yourself while you're taking care of him, because if he is in, say, for example, an explosive place, and you have a short fuse and short wire because you haven't been taking care of yourself to support yourself and him, then we've got lots of explosions that are going on. So the more that you care for yourself, the better you are able to show up, to be there, to care for him. And a big part of what's coming up is I kind of want to just cry, and I want a really good cuddle, and I want a really solid hug. So it feels like a big part of, actually there are a lot of big emotions that are coming up, but I'm wanting to create safe space for gentleness and for him to be able to come to you, to talk, because there are a lot of really big feelings that are coming up when I connect with your son, Karam. Let me just see if there's anything else that's coming through. I'm wanting to encourage him to move his body. Like I want to, not full rotation, but rotation all through my body and torso. I feel like I'm wanting to hit or punch. So like a martial art or something kind of along those lines, where I'm really focusing on the energy that I'm moving through my body, because it feels like, again, there's a lot of emotional energy that's in his body that he's having a difficult time processing, releasing, getting out, getting through. And also to slow down and breathe, because it feels like there are some spirals that happen for him as well. And it's easy to get caught up in this place and everything feels really big and I'm not breathing. And I actually feel a bit of panic that starts to come that feels like it fuels all of the other bigger emotions. So to slow down and to breathe feels like that's significant. And part of what I'm seeing you doing is it feels like you're recognizing when he's starting to build up to really big emotion, and you're helping him to recognize when that's happening so that he can take a step out, step away. But also there are times when he comes to you and the emotions are already really, really big and overwhelming. And we're working to diffuse that. And I'm kind of showing him, I'm seeing you showing him that, yep, there's been a lot on my plate. I've been feeling really big things. So I'm going to go and do this thing to take care of myself. So I'm going to go and journal, or I'm going to meditate, or I'm going to go for a walk, or whatever it is that you do. Recognize the reason that you're doing it and the action that you're taking because of what you felt, and help him start to see, I'm feeling the thing. I need to make a change, and I'm going to go and do a thing that's going to help me deal with the thing that I'm feeling. Karen, let's see what card's popping out for you. I already have Archangel Metatron popping out to help. He helps with children on all different levels. And also I'm hearing that he's helping with big energy. He's helping with big energy too. Oh, this is interesting. This is relationship harmony, and this is Archangel Raguel's card. I wouldn't have chosen this one, but it's actually a perfect card for you. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. So particularly when there's a lot of big feeling and big emotion that's coming up, call on Archangel Raguel to help to diffuse the situation so that you guys can come to a place where you're able to talk and connect and to be in a loving space, because there is still a lot of love there underneath what feels like a lot of really big, challenging emotions. Excuse me. Karen, I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us this evening. Sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. Andrea, hello. It's great to see you. Andrea's just asking, will I get the raise I'm asking for? Yes, but timing feels like it's coming into play. So it sounds like it's something that you've already asked for. Part of what I'm hearing is they may not be able to give it to you just yet, but that it's coming relatively soon. And I want to say like within the next couple of months. So it does feel like it's coming. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And there might be a slight variation to it as well. The figure that I'm seeing like $2 and then coming down to like $1.75. And it's kind of like, yeah, I'd love to be able to pay that to you. I'm not able to do that, but I can offer you this instead. And it feels like it's just like a small amount lower than what you were originally asking for. So yeah, it does feel like it's coming. What I'd encourage you to do with the energy of the full moon this evening is to release any doubts, questions, or concerns that you may have about being able to receive it, and really kind of pump yourself into, yes, this is something that feels like it's right. So that when you have that conversation, if you haven't asked already, you're coming in from a place of confidence. But yeah, they're showing me that they may not be able to give you everything that you've asked for, but it's pretty darn close. Actually, we're going to go to the mermaids and dolphins. What does Andrea need to know about the raise she's asked for? That's so interesting. The tranquility card is what came up. This was the card that we pulled for the blue labradorite this evening. Make time to relax, be still, and enjoy your solitude, indulging in much needed self-care. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself through the whole process as well. And don't rile yourself up around it, because it's coming, it's happening. So just see it as already happening, already being there. It's already in your bank. It's already on your paycheck. It's already in the bank. It's, I was going to say it's already spent. Don't already spend it. Do something resourceful with it if you can. But yeah, it's already there. Awesome. Andrea, I'm so incredibly grateful you joined us this evening. Sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. Cassandra, hello. It's been so long since we've connected. Cassandra's asking, are there any emotional or energetic blocks that are affecting my physical health, and how can I clear them? Ooh, that's a great question. Okay, so the first thing that I saw, and I don't know if this is the specific message, but I was reminded of the what I carry in my lower back, and how downward facing dog can be something that's really helpful with that. And I go through the breath and the breathing and the movement of it. And so breathing into that space. So let me just see how this is carrying forward with where you are. I have dancing coming up. Margaret sent me a really lovely message after last week's show, and she's like, yeah, I really loved the song and the dance that you did in one of the readings on the show this week, Erin. Hopefully we'll see it again. Well, Margaret, you're going to see it again for Cassandra's reading, because what I'm seeing is what I'm seeing is like a dance move that I feel is like from the 80s. And I wasn't good at that style of dancing. And it was kind of like this push and then we fall into it. It's like a push and we fall into it. And that's what I'm seeing you doing. So like the push and the stop is almost like the recognition of what is there. And then we move through it. And so this isn't a direct correlation to what is going on, because health-wise it feels like there are a lot of other things, but this is specifically from energetic and emotional blocks. So what I want to encourage you to do is to sit and to breathe and to set the intention that anything that is blocking or causing you to hold dis-ease or discomfort in your body, let it come to the forefront. And it feels like you maybe start to move a little bit as you do this. So we're breathing and we're just paying attention. We're just noticing, but we're saying like, hey, body, help me to see and find where this is. And it feels like you're going into some exploratory kind of movement. So like, this isn't dancing. This is just like feeling your body and where it is and what's going on. And with that, you might invite some emotions. So it's like, man, I noticed that I've been feeling really, tired isn't an emotion. I've been feeling really stressed lately. So I'm going to just kind of explore and see, okay, so stress, where are you hanging out in my body? And as soon as you start to feel like that's not moving, it's like, okay, we're going to breathe into this and we're just going to move with this and just ask what's coming up. So there's a lot of play back and forth that's happening with your body and with your movement. I'm really wanting to connect in with your hips and with your torso. I don't have as much that's coming in around your legs and your arms, but I do see movement that's coming with both of them as a result. I'm so sorry to punish you with my dance movements like this, but that's what I'm seeing. And it feels like you might be incorporating some form of journaling with this as well. I feel some music that's coming up with what you're doing. And there may also be some cards that you're using as well. Actually, I want to encourage you to take a look for the emotion code chart. There are 60 different emotions on it. It's broken into 2 columns of 6 rows. And within each of those 2 columns and 6 rows, there are 5 emotions that are there. And I want to encourage you to have that close by in case you're having a hard time identifying the emotion that is blocked. So for example, if you feel a block, okay, so what is it? Is this an emotion? Is this like an energy that's outside of my body that isn't mine? And just kind of start asking those yes and no questions. It's less likely that you're going to get oh yeah, it's anger and it's from this time at this place because of this person. Start by asking yes and no questions because your body can give you really instant feedback with that. Yes will usually feel like a lightening, like an opening, like oh, this is comfortable, where no will start to feel like tight and constrained, and maybe your energy drops and you start to feel a little bit cranky and grumpy. So start asking yes and no questions and ask your body to be really clear with you. But yeah, it does feel like, going back to your questions, are there emotional or energetic blocks? Yeah, absolutely. It does feel like there are some, and that there is movement that you can do. And it feels like it's a really beautiful way to connect with your body and your emotions and connecting on mental and spiritual level as well. It feels like it's a beautiful practice. And honestly, I think that I need to incorporate it for myself as well, because that feels pretty amazing. So we're just going to pull a card for you. What do you need to know? Here we go. Here's Jeremiah. This is overcoming difficulties. And I love this card, this message for you. The worst is now behind you and you are surmounting any previous challenges. So particularly if you've been on this healing journey for a while, know that you are moving through it really well. And like we're coming to the worst. We've passed the worst, and now it's starting to get better. So now we're just looking at fine tuning as opposed to a complete overhaul. And that feels really positive. Cassandra, I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us this evening. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. Awesome. All right, we've got Izzy here. Hi, Izzy. Thanks for joining us. Izzy's asking about what's coming up for them in love. I'm feeling actually really optimistic for you around love. So you haven't mentioned if you currently have a partner in your life or not, but I feel like there's optimism in love again. So if you're in an existing relationship, it feels like things are shifting, they're opening up, and it's like, yeah, I feel really good about where we are, the direction that we're headed, and that things feel like they're moving along. If you are single and looking for a relationship, open to a relationship, I'd say that we've probably got somebody who's coming in who's matching your energy, your vibe, over the next several months. I've got 2, 3, maybe 4 months. So we're November right now. So November, December, January, February. So sometime between now and February, it feels like we've got an opening with just like somebody pretty awesome. And if you are single and not wanting to be with anybody, but you're just wanting to like know like what's happening around you in terms of love feels like it's in a good place. And I want to say it feels like a lot of this has to do with the work that you've already been doing on and for yourself. So keep doing what you're doing. Let me just see if we've got anything else that's popping up for Izzy around love. So it's interesting because as soon as I ask that, immediately I've got some like crying, some grieving, some releasing, some letting go. And I'm just asking, is this because of like things specifically right now? Like we've talked about this being a great time for releasing, and possibly some of it is. So it could be that there's some stuff that's old that you're releasing, that you're letting go of, and it's just you're like, I'm just not going to let this hold me back and hold me down anymore. Like I'm ready. I just pulled a card for you, and I'll come to that in a moment. Yeah, things are starting to feel better in love. There's a greater level of communication between you and anybody that you are either currently in relationship with or you're wanting to invite into relationship with, or if you're wanting to invite in. So yeah, there's a lot of opening and things do feel like they're improving. The card that popped out for you is the teaching and learning card. This is Archangel Zadkiel, and his message is keep an open mind and learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. So this says to me that there has been a lot of learning that you've been doing in the healing process. And I mean, the learning can be as simple as I have a better understanding of who I am and therefore what I want in my life. It's easier for me to choose a partner or to communicate to a partner who's existing in my life what it is that I want and need, because now I know. I remember years ago, I was talking with a friend who's also a highly sensitive person. And she said she was sitting in the car with her partner at the time, and he was just fuming mad. She said the anger was completely rolling over me. And anytime she asked, she was kind of sitting in the corner. She's like, "Hey, are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And it kind of kept going back and forth like that. And she's like, I could feel what he was feeling, and it was big and it was angry and it was like it felt awful. But anytime I asked, he wasn't recognizing it. And what we kind of came to was that he wasn't recognizing what he was feeling himself. You can only be as honest with somebody as you are honest with yourself. And it feels like that's a big part of the shifting that's been happening for you in your life, which is then having a really positive impact on the relationships and the connections that you're making. Again, whether it's in a current relationship or it's a new relationship that's coming into your life, or it's just like how you're feeling and about people and love in general, the work that you have been doing is having a benefit all around you. Izzy, I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us this evening. Thank you so much for hopping on. Sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. Stephen, hello. It's great to see you. How do I live? Okay, I feel like there's something more that's coming with that. But let's see the rest of your question. The way that I know I should live without, oh, I see, always questioning myself. I feel like I second guess myself quite a bit, and I feel like I need to justify myself to other people. How do I stop talking and sharing so much? Ooh, that's a great question. I feel like there's a piece. This actually feels like this may be coming back to a self-esteem, a self-worth piece. Because if I need to explain myself and talk to other people, it's usually because I'm needing something to be reflected back to me. And it feels like what you're doing is you're going deep into yourself and you're finding that sense of self-worth within yourself without needing it to be reflected back to you. So it feels like there's a confidence, a calm, a groundedness that's coming, that you're focusing on, that you're working on. Let's see what else we have coming up here. I've also got writing that's popping up, but I'm hearing more than seeing writing. So I almost want to encourage you to have some sort of vocal journal. And I wonder if possibly you're having something written out for you, because the writing part and component of it does feel important. And I would say writing, because there are really powerful connections with writing things out as opposed to speaking them. But it feels like stuff comes up so quickly that it's difficult for your pen to keep up with like the thoughts and ideas. So if you're able to talk it and speak it, it feels like it comes up more easily. And then part of what I'm seeing is with that talking and speaking, there are points that come out, and I see those almost being like your themes for the week. So we're jumping all over the place. So, but just bear with me. So kind of like the end of your weekend, like on a Sunday, maybe as you're getting ready, you're preparing for the week. There's kind of a journaling and a reflection. Okay, well, what's popping up? What is it that I'm needing to talk about, think about? What am I working on? What's kind of been rattling around in my brain over the last week? And I'm going to talk about it and see what's coming up. And I feel like there's some reflection that comes with that as well. And as you're reflecting, it feels like key points are being pulled out. I've got a back and forth that kind of comes up with AI, but I kind of feel like this may be something that you're talking into an AI that you trust, that you're comfortable with, because I'm seeing it being popped out at you with like key points kind of popping up, almost like a summary, summary, because it feels like those points are being taken out for you. And again, the only reason I'm seeing you doing this vocally rather than writing is because it feels like the thought processes are so fast that it would be really difficult for you to write everything down. But if you have aha moments, I want to encourage you to write them down. And I see like 3 different points that you're focusing on throughout the course of the week, that you're having conversation with yourself. The other thing that's popping up is the people, choosing the people around you carefully and wisely, and to kind of get them on board with what you're doing, not with a huge amount of explanation, but just like, hey, yeah, this is my topic of the week that I'm focusing on this week, and I'd love your support in it. So if you notice that I'm doing X, Y, or Z, please just like give me a little stop to like help me see when it's happening, so I can go back and say, okay, well, this is happening at this time, and taking a look at what is causing it. Stephen, this was a really interesting question. I love it. And I hope that I was able to give you enough to work with to start with, because there were all sorts of different thoughts and ideas that were kind of popping in, and it was difficult to get all of them out. But let's go to the cards and see what messages are coming up for you. What does Stephen need to know about the question that he asked? Here we go. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting this. The message that we have for you is hello from heaven. This is Archangel Azrael. Oh, I see. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. So when this card comes up, it's that, again, that our loved ones on the other side want us to know that they're around. But Archangel Azrael also helps and supports us in moving forward, moving through. Particularly when it comes to grief. So Archangel Azrael comes through with deceased loved ones, because in the past, he has been known as the angel of death, because Archangel Azrael is the angel who takes us from the living and helps us to cross over to the other side. So he supports us in communicating with our loved ones on the other side, but also in dealing with the grief that we feel and experience when our loved ones are no longer physically with us. he also helps and supports us with grief and grieving in general. And it feels like that might be part of what we have kind of interwoven in here as well. And I'm wanting to embrace forgiveness of self that feels like it's taking on a lot of responsibility. Forgiveness is part of it, but I'm not able to do justice to the whole message in the amount of time that we have. So forgiveness is it, but not from a punitive kind of place and kind of space, because it feels like there are a lot of complexities in the question that you've asked, and there are a lot of different things that are kind of interwoven with it. So to kind of summarize what I can in the time and the space that we have, it feels like there's some reflection that's popping up for you. I'm seeing that confidence feels like it's a really big part of it, because it feels like you can stand tall and stand proud in who you are, in the thoughts that you have, the ideas that you have, and that potentially the need to talk, to speak, to share, to express in a lot of ways with a lot of words, um, is to make sure you get that point across, rather than trusting that the point is getting across because you are a person of value. Your thoughts are valued, your ideas are valued, and you are worth listening to. Stephen, I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us this evening. I hope you pop back and let us know how it goes. But yeah, do a bit of journaling. Come up with a couple of things that you want to focus on, you want to be aware of over the course of the week. And remember that you are a really awesome and an amazing person. Big hugs, lots of love your way. Okay, let me see. Terry. Hi, Terry. Thanks so much for joining us. And I'm so grateful that you asked your question once we opened up to questions. Let me see. So Terry's saying, I have been so worried about my son Drew's health and future and finances. What do we need to know? I just got a song for you, Terry. Every little thing's gonna be all right. um, and there's this little boy. His video has gone viral on Facebook quite some time ago, and he's just like looking at you and singing, and it's like, you don't need to worry about a thing, because every little thing's gonna be all right. And that's exactly the vibe and the energy that I'm seeing coming up for you. When I ask about, let's see, where are we? When I ask about health, future, and finances, health, I've got like a check, check, check. That's going to be okay, because it feels like it's something that he's already aware of. He's already focusing on it, and it's coming together. Future and finances feel like they are thoughts here that are negatively contributing to health. So that's where I'm wanting to put my energy and focus. When I ask about finances, what do we have coming up? It is coming. I'm seeing like a really slowly rolling stone. So it does feel like it's taking its time to build up some speed, but it is coming. And it feels like the more that he's coming into focusing on himself, the easier it is for money and finances to come in. There's a lot of building, there's a lot of growth that's coming up around him right now, and it's a balance. It's a balancing act. I'm reminded of one of the things that I learned when I started doing this work. So I've been doing this professionally for almost 20 years. And when I first started, I was leaving my job. I was leaving schooling and education to move on into a professional field that would have been very lucrative. And in order to do what I thought that I needed to do, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to have 20 clients a week, and that's how I'm going to support myself. And so I had these ideas of what my schedule, my time, and my energy should be looking like in order to accomplish the goals that I had for myself. And what I found was I was taking appointments at any time. You want an appointment? You want it at this date? Perfect. I'm available for that. And it got to the point where I was burning myself out because the number of people that I was seeing wasn't sustainable. I hadn't figured out what I needed to support myself in order to be able to do that. And what it would mean was I would start to crash, and then my appointment book would start to completely dry up. And what I learned was that my energy is directly related to the energy of my business. And as soon as I'm not okay, my books and my clients start to dry up, and it's a good thing because universe has my back and also has the back of my clients too. So the more that Drew learns how his energy works, how it relates to the work and the business that he's doing, how he's growing and evolving, the things that he needs to do to support himself, to maintain supporting more and more and more people, the easier finances are going to be, the easier future is going to be, because it means that he's not going to need to go into crash to get the message, because he's going to hit like a little bit of a road bump. Oh, okay, I know what it means when I hit a little road bump. It means that I need to make sure I double down on taking care of myself because I've got more that's coming. I'm overextending. And so it feels like that's what he's starting to learn and to go into. So the bumps are smaller. They're not big crashes. They're slowing down. They're getting easier to manage and to navigate. So we still have another couple of months where it feels like we've got some ups and downs, in part because I'm feeling like he's still getting himself up and running on an energetic level, but it is coming. It is happening. This does feel like it's temporary. And part of what I'm hearing is he's the one who's needing to start making the choices and the decisions. So yes, part of it is what people want and need from him, but a lot of it has to do with what is it that he's wanting to do? What is it that he's wanting to offer? And being open to his clientele, his community, to evolving, because it may not be that what gives him, what drives him, what offers him passion, or where he's passionate rather, is not what the people who are right in front of him are looking for. But that's okay, because he's in alignment with what he's doing, and there are more people who are coming. So the more that he can be in his power, in who he is, and how he wants to help and support people, the easier it is for everything to come together. So he's in a learning curve right now, but it is getting better. I'm just going to ask, what does Terry need to know about Drew moving forward? Here we go. Oh, music for manifesting. I love this card. And actually, it's really interesting. If I think back to that initial message that came up, it was that really sweet little song. To manifest rapidly, think of your desire while you chant, hum, sing, or play music. So this particular manifestation technique, what we're doing is when we chant, hum, sing, pray, we're raising our energy and our vibration so that it's in alignment with the things that we are wanting to create, the experiences that we're wanting to manifest. So if I'm here and I'm wanting to experience something that's up here, I can sing and hum and chant and pray, and then I bring myself up into alignment with this. So it makes it easier for this to happen. It also helps to bring us up when we're energetically feeling low. So know that there are a lot of things that Drew can and is doing to support himself along the way. Terry, I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us this evening. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. And I'm incredibly grateful because I know that I've missed your questions a couple of times over the last couple of weeks. So thank you so much for sticking with it this evening. I'm grateful to connect with you. Awesome. Jessica, hello. Thanks for joining us. Jessica's saying, I feel love on the horizon. What do you see coming up for me? Let me see. Yes. So yes, I do feel love coming up for you on the horizon. I feel like there's somebody who's coming up and it's not quite there, but it's okay because there's somebody else who's coming up after. So I feel like there's somebody who's coming in and like we're spending time with each other, we're getting to know each other, we're having a good time. And then I don't know if it fizzles or if we kind of hit that point in the getting to know each other where we're like, yeah, I don't know that this person really is the person that I'm looking for. So it feels like you've got one more. And then after that, it's almost like there's a deflation that happens. And then we're in a space and it just kind of clicks. It's easy. I don't feel like I'm having to push anything. And it just kind of happens. It's just like everything is in the flow. And it feels like it happens on the heels of this other kind of interest that's coming up. And one of the things that can often happen when we're connecting with somebody, especially in like a new relationship, is we're just kind of sending out all the signals. And it's just like there's a boom of amazingness that's kind of happening. And we're getting attention and things are kind of coming in. And it feels like that's part of what this maybe doesn't work out person kind of brings in for you, because then it feels like it's just easy. So yes, the short answer is yes. I do feel like we have romance and relationship that's coming up for you. It feels like it is close, but there's also a little bit of a blip with it. But I'm really interested in this next person who's kind of popping up and coming in, because it feels easy. It feels natural. It just kind of flows. And I'm seeing like flowing like honey or like molasses, where it's deep, but we don't have to like rush or push or force. We're just letting things happen. And it feels really different from this other relationship that I'm seeing coming in first, because it feels like it's like fast and quick and there's chemistry and it's just like whoa all over. And then again, like it feels like it fizzles out, or like we come to the realization that yeah, this just isn't going to work. And then there's this steady and sustained, beautiful relationship and connection that comes in. And I'm excited about that. It feels like it's like the bass. it's the bass in music, where it's just like steady and consistent and reliable, and it feels really good. And it's just like you can melt into it. So yes, it feels really exciting. Let's see, where are we going to go? I think we haven't used the messages from your angels card. So what does Jessica need to know about love life over the next little while? I'm seeing you dancing. There have been actually a lot of dancing and music messages this evening. So I want to encourage you to dance, and it doesn't have to be like structured or choreographed or perfect. It's just a movement of body, a celebration of your body and movement and music and enjoyment in life. And I want to encourage you to invite that energy in and allow it to seep through all of your current experiences. Okay, so we had 2 cards popping up for you. I love the Caressa card that came up. So I'll read the message for you. You are at the end of a cycle in your life. Call upon your angels to comfort you and guide you to your next step. Happiness awaits you now. I feel like you've already kind of moved past that, moved through that. It feels like we're on the other side of it. But I'm also really wanting to honor and recognize that, hey, those experiences are done. And it can even be the experience of being single and being on your own. And until there's a partner, I want to really encourage you to enjoy being single and on your own and celebrating not needing to worry about what somebody else wants or what somebody else needs, and that you can do the things that you love and enjoy without having that, because it feels like this is the last time that this is going to be a flexibility that you have. And not that it's bad to have somebody else to worry about, but I really want to just kind of like celebrate that, yeah, you know what, I have this change that I've been waiting for, that I've been looking forward to. And I also want to celebrate like what I've been through as well. And then the other card that popped out for you, because you had two, is the Archangel Michael card. I am with you, giving you the courage to make life changes that will help you, help you work on your divine life purpose. I see this as being more that partnership relationship is part of the next steps in your life, and Archangel Michael is helping and supporting you in inviting that in into the current experience. So you can call on Archangel Michael, ask him for help and support in guiding you, leading you, and the partner who's coming into relationship and connection with each other. And Jessica, I'm really excited for you, and I hope you pop back and let us know how relationship goes for you over the next little while. Some big smiles back to Matt. It's great to see you. Good vibes. Hi, good vibes. What do you see coming up in this newish love? We have lots in common, but I feel his recent split last year is a lot, and maybe he's just looking for fun, which is fine. Okay, let's take a look and see what we've got coming up around partnership and relationship. So I do have some conflicting feelings that are coming up. I do see what you're seeing about, maybe wondering if he's looking for fun or like is maybe not ready for a committed relationship. And I would definitely agree with you on that. But there is definitely a bond and a connection that's there. And part of what I'm seeing is that the timing may not be right if you guys are both wanting something that's more long-term. And so I'm not wanting to like tie this down and label this. I'm just kind of wanting to see what happens and where it goes. Because I do feel a really strong bond and connection between the two of you. And it feels like you've met like 6 months too early. Yeah, where are we going? Where are we going with this? I'm really kind of resistant to completely letting this person go, because I do see that there is the potential for more, but that you're right. The timing isn't right for it. Where are we going with this? Because I also don't see you saying, hey, like, I don't want to hang out with you anymore, because it really does feel like the two of you have a really good time when you're spending time with each other. Part of what I'm seeing is it feels like you aren't living in each other's back pockets. So I'm seeing having like a bit of variety in terms of who you're spending time with. And I mean, like, this can be friends that you're spending time with. This could potentially be other partners, like, because it doesn't feel like you guys are in a committed relationship. So it does feel like it is open for the two of you to still continue to date and to meet people. But yeah, I feel like as we start to move into March, April of next year, things start to feel like they're maybe coalescing a little bit more. Then they fast forward and they show me no more like the fall and later next year, because it feels like there's something that pops up. I don't know if this is around a former partner or if this is some responsibility that he needs to take care of, but it feels like just as things are starting to maybe kind of look like, oh yeah, maybe we want to build something a little bit more with each other, immediately it feels like things start to kind of shift. There's something else that's going on for him. So timing is definitely coming up. Oh, I am so torn, because I do see, like, if I fast forward to like a year and a half, 2 years out, like, it feels like you guys have the potential to really be building something, and it feels really great. But it feels like it takes a while to get there. And I'm not seeing you settling down, committing to someone who isn't ready to commit. I don't see him even being interested in committing to anyone at this point. So there's definitely potential. I'm hearing that there's a lot of free will that's coming up in this situation as well. Oh, that really hurts. I'm going to say, enjoy the connection that the two of you share. Don't look too far into the future at this point, and make decisions based on what is right in front of you. Because this like year and a half, 2 year out thing that I'm seeing, again, is a potential, and it feels like it's really convoluted and there are lots of ups and downs with it. And it could also be that, hey, we've introduced each other to each other's energy, and maybe we bump into each other and connect with each other again at some point in the future. So I want to encourage you to not allow things to get to a nasty point. So if you start to recognize that you've got more feelings than he's reciprocating back, then step out, step back. It isn't worth it because there could be more in the future. So I'm sorry. That kind of sucks, because I like the chemistry and the connection. It's just, it feels like the timing isn't quite right. But there is definitely potential. There's definitely a lot that's there, for sure. So I'm just going to ask, what does our friend Good Vibes need to know about love life right now? Clear your space. Yeah, Archangel Jophiel, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use feng shui. So when this card comes up, it says that we're holding on to things that we no longer need, that no longer serve and support us. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to do with this person that you're in a relationship with, or that you're kind of getting to know. But it could be that there are other things that you're clearing out, and definitely there's stuff that he's clearing out as well. And so it feels like you're both kind of going through clearing and keeping your expectations at what you have both been able to communicate with each other. Take him at his word with where he is. And I think that you're on the right track with where he is, because he doesn't feel ready. And there, as I said, there's something else that kind of feels like it pops up for him in the spring. And I'm not seeing you getting involved with that at this point. And I don't think that he wants you involved either. It feels like he's wanting to sort things out and deal with it himself. So just step back, give some space, enjoy the time, the connection that you have, but don't allow things to get down into the feelings where there's any sort of resentment, because I do feel like there's something that comes back around in the future. Well, my friend, I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. And I hope you pop back and let us know how it goes. Michaela, hello. It's great to see you. Thanks for joining us. Michaela says, I'm super stressed about what has happened lately with financial stuff, and I'm very worried about it taking over my relationship. Okay, let's take a look and see what we've got going on. So we've got finances, we've got relationship, and tiredness too. I feel just exhausted and overwhelmed. Okay. So first and foremost, this doesn't feel like this is something that you can sweep under the rug. It feels like this is something that the two of you, are needing to address head on. And part of the stress feels like it's coming from, it's me against you, rather than us together dealing with the problem ahead of us. So I'm wanting to encourage you guys to find a way to get on the same side with each other. Now, I'm not saying that this means that, you just need to kind of compromise to everything, or that your partner needs to compromise to everything, but that's where we start working on things. So it feels like, I want to use the word betrayal. It feels like there's been a financial betrayal that has happened. Betrayal might be a harsh word, because I'm also hearing mistake. And it feels like this is something that we can recoup, that we can come back from, that we can learn from. And it feels like that's how we're kind of coming on side with each other. It's like, okay, this didn't work. It doesn't work for us. It doesn't work for our relationship. It doesn't work for, I'm hearing, for family either. And we need to get on the same page about how we want to deal with this, not only the present situation, but also how we want to deal with money and finances moving forward. Because it feels like there might be some shifts and changes that are happening around that as well. I'm also seeing a recouping and a recovery. So I don't know exactly what that means in terms of the situation that you're in right now, but it feels like some of what has gone out the door is able to come back in. And it feels like it's coming from the source that originally took it, or that now has it. I don't know the best way to word that for your circumstances, but it feels like it's coming back in part from whatever it has gone to. And I'm seeing something just being like locked down. So like it feels like something isn't being touched. As soon as we get that back, it's not being touched, it's being locked down. And it feels like when money comes into the house, some of it is going into a place where it isn't touched, where it's being locked down. And it feels like this is part of how we are recovering on a financial level as well. So I'm hearing that we're tightening belts. And the other thing that I have popping in is that there's somebody who is bringing more money into the household. I don't think that it's you. It feels like it's your partner, or you guys are finding another way to bring money into your home and your household. Space was kind of popping in, but when I ask about space, it feels like it would be difficult to have like a roommate or something like that come in. So I don't know how your space is bringing in money and revenue, but it feels like there's some part of your home, your space, that is helping to bring money in, that's helping to offset some costs and expenses. So a lot of what I'm seeing is we've got this big overall problem, and we're starting to address and deal with the problem together once we kind of get on the same page with each other. But also we're doing other things that are helping to kind of fill the hole that the problem, the challenge created. And I'm, as I said, like I'm seeing the two of you working together, and that's the big thing. That's the big thing moving forward, is it's not me against you, it's us together tackling this thing. And whatever healing needs to happen in order for it to be us together, it feels like it's going to put you in good stead. And so in a way, it's kind of a silver lining to a cloud. In a way, this is something that's actually going to put you in a really good spot in your relationship overall, because this is big conflict resolution. This is dealing with stuff kind of early so that it's not problematic through the rest of your lives. So there is some benefit to it, but it's also, it doesn't negate any of the challenge. To kind of address the stressed part that's coming up for you, I do see you guys either having or creating a really solid plan. And it does feel like this is something that you're going to be able to resolve within kind of the next 6, possibly 12 months. That 12-month feels like we've not only like dealt with the problem, but now we've gone past it, and we're in a much better position financially. So this is that blessed change card. Everything feels chaotic. Everything feels like it's upside down. Nothing feels like it's right or steady or safe or good. And it feels like shit. Excuse my language. But this is everything coming apart so that it can be put back together in an order that better serves and supports you all moving forward. We're gonna go to the mermaids and dolphins, and we're just gonna ask, what does Michaela need to know around money and finances in her relationship for the next 6 months? That's what we're going to do. What do we need to know about money and finances in relationship and partnership over the next 6 months? Actually, sorry, we've got 2 cards. They both stuck out at me. The first card that we have is the make a decision card. Feeling stuck or indecisive, listen to your intuition and make a decision. This card usually comes up when we're flip-flopping back and forth. Often we know what we want to do, what we feel that we need to do, but we're kind of stuck in it. And in not making a decision, we're choosing to stay where we are. And so it feels like that's also part of things as well, because the energy is becoming stagnant, because we're going around and around and around and around the same thing, and nothing is moving forward. So making the choice, making the decision, and again, it feels like it's like, okay, maybe it's tough love time. We need to figure these things out, because I don't want to be like this. I want us to be moving forward together, working together. And that means that we need to figure this part out. And then the second card that popped up for you, I do really love. It's A New Dawn card. The worst is now behind you, and positive new experiences are on the horizon. And that's literally what it is. We've got new things that are coming, and it's because of the choices and the decisions that you're making. It's allowing space, it's allowing room for something new, something more to start coming together. And as I said, like if I look kind of 12 months out from where we are right now, you've completely dealt with this challenge in your relationship, in your partnership, in money and finances. And not only have you dealt with it, but you've moved so far beyond it that you've put yourself in a really positive, awesome space moving forward. Michaela, my heart goes out to you because I can feel how stressed and how challenging this is for you. And I want you to know that it's going to be okay because you guys are taking action together. And that's awesome. Sending big hugs, lots of love, support, and lots of abundance your way as well. Thanks for joining us. Divya, hello. It's so good to see you. Divya wants to know, what do I need to know to become really successful in work that I'm really passionate about and me moving to UAE for my job? Okay. Whew, that was a lot of things. What do we have coming up? What I'm hearing is one step at a time. It's a lot of small steps that are making a bigger overall goal. One step. It's... I just heard the one small step for man is one giant leap for mankind from Armstrong. And that's what it feels like you're doing. It's a lot of small steps. It's not one big step. It's a lot of smaller steps. So I'm seeing things like, I do see education that's coming up for you and programs that are coming up for you, but I feel like there's training that's available for you in the UAE as well. And it feels like that's going to make it a whole lot easier. I can't even tell you the small steps that I'm seeing because I feel like I'm planning and I'm preparing and I'm making small choices every day. And they're showing me kind of like money. So I'm wondering if there's money that's being set aside that's helping to support you in the dream that you have for the work. Because the work feels like you already know or you have a really strong idea about what it is that you want to do. You definitely know about where you want to be, where you want to be doing it. And it feels like it's more a matter of getting there, getting over there and getting started. Because once you're there, it feels like, I don't know if it's that there's support that's available to you, or if it's just that you've got enough resources that you've already started to connect while you're here in North America, that it just kind of comes together. What else do we have for you? What do I need to know to become really successful in work that I'm really passionate about? Yeah. So a good part of it feels like it has to do with training and education. And as I said, I do see you doing that in the UAE, and it feels like we're gathering small bits and pieces now so that you are ready once you get there. And it does feel like you get there. See, I feel like there's a visit that's happening at some point this year, in the coming year in 2026. But I don't feel like it's happening quite that fast. I mean, you could definitely speed it up. But I'm seeing something that sticks more kind of a year and a half out. So as we move into the spring of 2027, so there's lots of time to be planning and preparing. And I'm wanting to send a lot of support because I know you are ready. I feel how ready you are for this change. And if it's at all possible, I feel like there's some sort of education that you're able to do online beforehand. It feels like it's a class or a couple of classes that's going to be able to transfer over. I don't know exactly how that works, but there is training that's involved with the plan and the goal that you're working towards. Divya, I'm going to pull a card for you and just see what messages are coming up. We're going to the mermaids and dolphins, and we're just going to ask, what does Divya need to know moving forward about working her dream job? This is interesting. The card that we have here is the pay attention card. Notice repetitious signs and your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. So I'm seeing you. This feels like this is a very strong intuition message, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's help and support that's already kind of happening. They're just kind of leaving you. I want to say Easter eggs. I think that that's a video game reference, that while you're playing a video game, there are little Easter eggs, and they have, like, when you find them, they've got like, I don't know, coins or lives, or they have something that helps make the game easier. That's what I'm seeing coming up for you. And I feel like this is a loved one on the other side who is leaving these Easter eggs because they want to see you living your best life and doing the things that you love. So know that there is help and support. And again, I'm seeing money that's kind of going off to the side. It feels like it's going into a special account. And I'm also seeing you researching the types of things that you want to do. And it feels like there's maybe some education you're able to do before you get to UAE. But I really see that that's where your education comes to the forefront. Divya, I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us this evening. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. My friends, I know that there are so many people. Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry that we didn't get to more people this evening. I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us. I'm Erin Lee of heavenlymessenger.com. Next week on November the 11th, I will be doing my news for the oh my gosh, Erin, my News for the Soul radio show. If you go to newsforthesoul.com on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, which is 5 p.m. Eastern, I will be live, and I will be posting that on my Facebook page. I'll try to get it out on YouTube as well. I invite you to join me. I do something similar to this, only I talk to people on the phone. So you can call in, you can talk to me. There's a 1-800 number, or pardon me, no, it's not a 1-800 number. It is a New York phone number, where you can call in and we'll talk, we'll do a reading, we'll be live on the air. So that's next Tuesday, and I'm planning to be back the following Tuesday right here. Let me just see here on my Facebook page. No, Erin, my brain has started to shut off, you guys. On my website, heavenlymessenger.com, it's under construction right now, but I do have 2 different email signups. The first one is to receive the link on YouTube and Facebook for the Connection with Intention show that I do on some Tuesdays and sometimes a Wednesday, to let you know what time we'll be live and to give you the link so that you can easily find me and join me. So you can pop over to heavenlymessenger.com. That's heavenly, Lee, messenger.com. And then the other one, if you've been around for a while, you know that every year I send out season's blessings cards, and it's just kind of a season's blessings seasonal card. And then in it, I also put little kind of coupons that have inspirational images for the coming year. And after doing it for 10 plus years, this year I came to the very, very sad decision that I wasn't going to be able to do it. Last year we had issues with Canada Post. This year, Canada Post has been having some issues as well. And there were a lot of other things that brought me to the conclusion that I wasn't going to be able to do it this year. And I'm devastated. But with the inspirational cards, there is always a discount for readings in December and January, and that will hold true this year. But also, I want to do something extra special and fun for you guys as well. So I don't know if it'll be a meditation, if it'll be a series of meditations, if I'm going to offer like a Zoom class, if we're going to do something that's kind of honoring 2025 and moving forward into 2026 and affirmations and manifestation. I'm not sure yet, but I would love to hear from you about what you would like to see coming up. So again, the discount for readings and gift certificates in December and January will carry forward. And if you want to receive message and information about that when it goes live, sign up for the other email newsletter that's also on my website, heavenlymessenger.com. And while you're there, let me know what you'd like to see as kind of like the gift that I offer to you as a thank you for being here, for being part of my community, because I'm really grateful that you're here. I feel like there was something else I was going to talk about, but you know what, guys? My brain is mush now. So I am going to thank you so much for joining me this evening. It is always a pleasure for me to be able to connect with you in this way. And I'm truly grateful for the time that you've taken out of your day to be here with me. If you haven't already, or if you felt like there was more that you wanted to do, remember that tonight is the evening of the full moon. And it's the super moon. It is the brightest that it will be all year this year. So anything that you're ready to release, harness the energy of the moon, release and move forward. And I'm so grateful. Sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. And I hope that you can join me next week on News for the Soul, and also the following week back here again for Connection with Intention. Take care.